You know, while this doesn't scream promising to me that they want to make this a happy story in the most dark time in Star Wars, I still need to give it a shot and to see what it's all about. Now, Ewan McGregor himself in an interview has said that this is a very broken Obi-Wan Kenobi. Very, very depressed Obi-Wan, very sad Obi-Wan, in a very dark time. And that's exactly how he should be. That being said, he will eventually come out of that, and he will get a grip, because Alec Guinness is quite far from being broken and defeated.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy opens up about Obi-Wan Kenobi's script issues. Ewan McGregor is set to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi for the upcoming Disney Plus limited series. Well, we know all this. Here we go. Kathleen Kennedy opened up about Star Wars series script and the decisions made to remedy them. We're looking ultimately to make a hopeful, uplifting story, and it's tricky when you're starting with a character in the state that Obi-Wan would be in coming off of Revenge of the Sith. That's a pretty bleak period of time. You can't just wave the magic wand with any writer and arrive at a story that necessarily reflects what you want to feel. The Star Wars head ultimately shut down production on the series in January 2020, pushing filming back a whole other year, January 2021. The extra year allowed the creative time more to flesh out the narrative and bring out writer Joby Harold, who took over scribe Hossein Amini. Kennedy continued by discussing the importance of bringing Darth Vader into the series, which led to contentious debates at Lucasfilm. The debate around whether we should do that or not carried on for quite some time. Everybody within our creative team has strong opinions, and all of our fans have strong opinions. So when you realize that you're under that level of scrutiny, certainly a story point like that is going to be scrutinized at a very high level. We talked about it constantly. I find it really weird that Lucasfilm would be really going over the fact that you should or shouldn't bring Vader into a Kenobi series. I think it's really important to understand just how much of an impact Vader has on Star Wars and on Kenobi's life. So while you could have him looming over the shadows, you know, over the whole story, if he wasn't in there, it wouldn't feel right to not have him in there, because he is also part of the story. So I feel like that should have been an immediate yes, unless there are some things that I don't know what they were talking about, so that, you know, they had issues on. As for her saying that it's tricky when you're starting with a character in the state that Obi-Wan would be in coming off of Revenge of the Sith, that's a pretty bleak period of time. It's like, well, yes, Kathleen, that's a very dark period of time. That is the darkest period of time in Star Wars, and it's literally the most pivotal time in Star Wars. Order 66 literally changed the face and the fate of the galaxy. It was that one order that changed everything, and it all rested on Anakin's shoulders. And his betrayal not only ended the Jedi, but his own life as he knew it, and chained him to another life of slavery in the Sith. What I'm sort of alarmed at here is that she says we're looking ultimately to make a hopeful, uplifting story. That's great. That's always nice. Infinity War wasn't an uplifting story, but it was realistic and it was great. This show, I don't think, should have an agenda to be uplifting or bleak, but rather just to tell the story in between. And whatever emotion that is going to put out is whatever it'll be. I think when you start to have an end goal of how you want the story to feel, I think that's when you start to tamper with the story itself and the characters, and you start to bend them to what you want them to end up with. Right? We already know where they end up. Vader's still the same. He just becomes more powerful. I mean, you can do stuff in between. You can show more of his human side. You can show more of who he is. Issues, his tribulations, his depression, his coming to terms with who he is. You can do flashbacks, this and that. Those are all fine. I don't think it's best to try to make this a hopeful or uplifting story when it's literally a time that Obi-Wan should be the furthest thing from hopeful and uplifted. He should be very broken, very sad, and in the end, depends how close we get to A New Hope. If they time jump, then yeah, I think he needs to be Alec Guinness, you know, who was confident, not broken, very much still rooted in his Jedi ways and believing in the Jedi. So much so that he literally sacrificed himself in front of Luke Skywalker so that he could become more powerful and so he could be with Luke wherever he was, and to train him and teach him, and for Luke to go on and really expand as a character and evolve as a character. So I hope that they didn't try to bend the story, and again, I can look at this from any sort of way and try to spin it, but I think it's best that we wait until the the show actually comes out, and then we can judge it. And if it's been tampered with, you know, for a certain agenda to be hopeful, and it's not really true to the characters, then of course, you know, we can all critique it because we'll know exactly what we're talking about. But right now, you know, while this doesn't scream promising to me that they want to make this a happy story in the most dark time in Star Wars, I still need to give it a shot and to see what it's all about. Now, Ewan McGregor himself in an interview has said that this is a very broken Obi-Wan Kenobi. Very, very depressed Obi-Wan, very sad Obi-Wan, in a very dark time. And that's exactly how he should be. That being said, he will eventually come out of that, and he will get a grip, because Alec Guinness is quite far from being broken and defeated. He is quite hopeful, and he's quite just set in his ways and doesn't want to be anything but a Jedi. And he wants to train Luke a new hope. So he's always keeping that hope. So if that's where they're going with it, then I think it's fine. As for now, I'm not worried. I'm not going to freak out, because whatever it's going to be is whatever it's going to be. And then we can judge it after that. I just don't like when Kathleen comes there and tries to create something and ultimately have an ending for a story that I feel like I don't like having an outline for a story that's already set. You know, it's like we already know what happened in Order 66. We know what happened between 3 and 4. Sort of. Like we can figure out where these characters end up because we know how they actually end, how they actually all die. So if you're changing stuff in the middle, then you need to be very careful how you do that. And obviously she's not going to like reveal the entire plot point in the story, but she is going to discuss that she wanted to make a hopeful, uplifting story. I just wish she didn't have so much power in Star Wars, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not worried yet. I guess we'll all have to wait and see. And, you know, these are the most sensitive characters in Star Wars. So you best be sure I'll have something to say if it's done, in my opinion, not true to the characters, not true to what George had started and, you know, what he finished. Because we already know where these characters go. That all being said, I guess we'll see. So hope you have a great day. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. Are you worried about it? Or are you concerned at all in any way? I think it's going to be fine. I don't think we should jump to conclusions yet until we actually see the full product, which we won't finish Kenobi until July. If it comes out May 25th, 6 weeks after that will be first week of July, I think. Yeah, first or second week of July. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we got a lot of stuff to see together and experience together, and I'm very excited to do that with you. So hope you enjoyed this video, and do not fret, for we have not seen it yet.
What?
So, until the next one, the Force will be with you, always.